Sup. The opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and Future Bachelor only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity. This fun podcast may include some adult language.
Future Bachelor Podcast.
Welcome to Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And this is episode 95. Hey!
Wow.
Yeah.
5 away from 100.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And this is also V's B-Day episode. And that's why we started with that song, because it's V's song.
Yeah.
And we let it ride because she complains when I cut off her songs.
Yeah, and then you let shit ride all the time.
I'm just saying, sometimes I'm in a vibe and I control it. So it's like my buttons sometimes, I don't know. You know how it goes.
I feel like that's called unfair.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, how are you doing this week, V? What does that song mean to you? And you were giving me some history, I thought, on that song.
So, like, Paramore has been, like, my favorite band for a long time.
Yes.
And that is from their second album. And I love that album so much. Like, I would listen to the CD in my little boombox in my room, and I'd play it, and I would know, because I would play it so many times, I would be able to, like, understand, like, the transitions between songs. I'd be, like, starting to get ready for, like, the next song. Like,
I got a couple of those. Actually, it's weird. I feel like I do that with my Spotify playlist now. Like, you listen to a couple, like, certain songs in a row on there, like,
yeah.
And like, after a couple weeks, like, you're just like, I know what song is coming right after this one.
Yeah, I guess, like, my playlist, I always shuffle through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to shuffle. Now it's gotten really big, and it's just like a lot of old. I'll go back and forth. But anyway, so yeah, Paramore.
But yeah, no. So Paramore, one of my faves. This is like one of their like biggest hits. And actually, I was saying before the show that I've performed this at the like little
karaoke place.
The live karaoke place here in Atlanta. It's called 10 High technically, but it's in the larger bar Dark Horse. Nobody actually calls it 10 High unless like you're a nerd.
I didn't even know it was called that.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like nobody calls it that. But so I've like sang it there. I've just actually, like, when I was a young teenager, I did like a little band thing with my brothers, and I sang like Crush Crush Crush, which is one of their other big songs off of that album.
What kind of band thing?
It was like this little, like, my brothers did like guitar lessons at this place, and like they did like a little garage band showcase. So yeah.
You sang it?
Yeah.
I wish
I was
could
the
see
singer.
that.
Yeah, I was the singer. I had to sing that. I had to sing
Have you ever met them? Have you ever met Paramore?
Yeah.
Really?
I have.
Whoa, that's cool. You can find that picture on her Instagram.
Yes, you can. I did. I got to touch Haley Williams, and she told me my hair was cool.
Yeah.
And I freaked out.
That's amazing. Well, I'm very happy for you. And the fact that how old do you turn this week?
26.
26. Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
You're getting old.
I know. I'm gonna be in my late 20s.
Wow. Don't say that ever again. Don't ever say that again.
It's the truth, though.
I'm going to my late 20s. Like, you've been waiting like 2 years to say that or something. But yeah, that's what's up. I mean, how does it feel? Like, does it feel like ceremonious at all? Like, well,
I was actually talking to my friend Casey this past week, and she's like a year older than me, and we were talking about how like what 25 meant, and like how for both of us, she's like, yeah, when I turned 25, she's like, that whole year was really rough for me. She's like, I feel like, it was rough because it was a lot of growth, and like a lot of like, I feel like I was really coming into like my adult self, like, finally like far enough like post college where you're not like just post college, but like finally like kind of like stepping into like a more adult vibe. And I kind of have felt that about this past year.
It's gonna keep going. I'll let you know that.
I mean, yeah, I know that. But I definitely feel like I've felt the most like changes so far. Like I can definitely see how I'm different than like when I first got here, or even just like different things that I've become more aware of within myself and things like that, where before I would easily avoid those things.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad another year wiser.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, and it always happens around the same time. It's a future bachelor's birthday, so
I know.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Well, yeah, no. What have you been going to do these last couple days before that I haven't seen you? That's a weird way to ask. I'm sorry.
That wasn't a sentence, but like we'll let it slide.
No, today at work, like someone like I have like the new AirPods, so like I'll be like using those as
Wait, you actually got the the new AirPods?
No, not the new AirPods, which are
so
ridiculous.
So don't say the new AirPods. Just say you got AirPods.
I got new AirPods. They're new.
They're not the new AirPods.
They came in a box inside of plastic. They're new. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, but they're not like the new version.
Wow, okay. Model shame me. I don't care.
No, I'm not model shaming
dude, you're so bougie sometimes. Like, get off of your high horse, Veronica.
I have literally like old school like headphones that
you don't even know how to
your...
use new AirPods. I watched you try to use it. Well, it was a fail.
It wouldn't like touch. I guess it wouldn't touch my ear skin.
All right, anyways, I got the AirPods in at work, and like I'm like really into like an edit right now, and I can't hear anything, and someone just taps me on the shoulder saying good morning. I'm like, and he was like, good morning. Like I said that. I legit said something like that, and I looked around to see if anybody like heard me, like they were gonna call me out.
Just babble. You literally didn't say real words at all.
And no one called me out.
Morning, man.
I said it's so loud though, like we're in like cubicle situations and stuff, so it's in the middle of the newsroom.
They're just like, okay, Si's speaking in tongues. Time to go.
It was like 9 a.m. All right. Well, yeah. So, yeah. What have you been getting into? Sorry, I can't do it again.
Okay. So I had my team at the company, well, my former team's holiday party. We did like a post holiday party situation. We went to Top Golf. We had a good time. And the guys that my coworkers that I'm friends with, Sims, shout out to Sims, and then Troggy, we went out afterwards in Midtown, which was a lot of fun. We ended the night at Ormsby's, we always end up taking photos in the photos booth at Ormsby's.
I love those things.
And then I had a dinner, like a fun social dinner with some of my dance friends at a sushi place here, Nakado. I've had a lot of like good fun gal time this past weekend. Like I hung out with John V. We got lunch and we went to Ponce and walked around and bought makeup. And
it's always a good time hanging out with JV.
It really truly is. We always have a party. Even if we're just eating ice cream and donuts. And then I had like a girls' night of sorts with my friend Amy and some newer friends, Paige and actually like so, it was really bizarre because I walk in, I know my friend Amy and I knew of Paige because she's like across the hall neighbors from Amy and like I've seen her on things but like this is my first time actually meeting her and she was inviting like some of her friends to pregame and then we were all going to this drag show at Georgia Beer Garden right over in Edgewood. And I walk in and one of the girls that's there is this girl Mary that I know because she lives next door to one of my other friends and she's like, oh my god, hey, and she hugs me and like Paige is like, what the hell, like, hi, nice to meet you. Like, how do you know Mary? I'm like, oh, she's neighbors of my friend. And then like another one of like Paige's friends comes and it's this girl Alex who I know who is former coworkers with my friend Tyler, so I knew her too, and she's like, oh my god, hey, and Paige is like, why do you know all my friends? And I'm like, I don't know, I just know everybody.
Wow. Yeah.
But I think that's funny. It just really goes to show, I say this like all the time, but Atlanta is literally the biggest small town. Like everybody's connected.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel that.
So I did that, and then I saw the 1917 movie, which was good. Cinematography made me a little dizzy, I'll be honest. It was beautiful, but
kind of want to check it out.
I feel like I was like, whoa. I think I was also just like really hungry and while I was sitting through like this long movie and I was just like, I'm getting dizzy.
Wow.
But yeah, what about you, pal?
Well, I had like some boys' nights times going on this past weekend. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun.
What? Oh, okay, that is the
no.
wistful stare into the distance.
I just like, I mean, it's just like it was fun. Like it was like parties and stuff. You know, I had a good time. I had my friend Lacey's birthday party, which was legit. That was the place where I was saying we might do the live watch and stuff. Because that house
the live show, the 100th episode live show.
Oh, live show, yeah. You know, because the house has really got this like dope backyard situation thing. Everyone's got like if you got a backyard, like usually it's like kind of cool here in Atlanta. Like you try to make it dope, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's usually the point.
Yeah. I mean,
what if you just like left your backyard like a shit pit? Like, well,
no, I'm just saying, like,
it.
I mean, people have backyards all the time. They don't make them dope. Like, they're just their backyards where their dogs go running or something. But like a lot of times, I come around Atlanta and I see people that have a backyard. They usually got like Edison lights and like cool like things happening back there, like games maybe, or like just like a projector or something.
Okay,
like,
that's legit.
Yeah, they got like sound bars or bars and with the bartender.
Bars.
With a
bars
bartender.
On bars, spitting bars.
Why do you have a bartender? I don't know. But yeah, so that was cool. And then yeah, you've met my friend Andy, but Andy's a high school buddy of mine, and he drove down from New York and drove straight for like 15 hours. So
he was snoring while we were doing our Facebook live of The Bachelor.
Yeah, he was sleeping and
unreal. Like he literally didn't wake up until like fully after we were done.
Yeah. And yeah, he's been crashing with me at my place, so it's been kind of like, interesting having a roommate for the last couple of days and for the rest of the week. But we've been making it work. I just told him, I'm like, I have all these things like podcasts and live watches I have to do, so we'll just have to work around that. And it's been working, so it's cool having him around. And then it's gonna be cool because we're gonna party for you this weekend and stuff.
Amen.
So he'll be around for that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. Besides that, I've been actually interested in talking about some, I don't know, maybe some quick hits with you.
With me?
Yeah. What do we got for some quick hits, V?
We have a lot of quick hits, actually.
Okay,
so
let's start them up.
So just quick one. Mm-hmm. Season 3 of You is gonna be coming up.
Okay.
I don't know when. They just released like that. There is one.
I was seeing that it was like coming sooner than later.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing too, which I'm like, maybe they just kind of filmed it all at once or like whatever, and like they're like boop boop kind of deal.
That would be smart. Or also,
that's like what they did with Queer Eye. They've done that with plenty of stuff.
Well, I feel like they also probably saw a decline in their viewership, but also saw like still like viewership, like a lot of people watching it. But I don't know. Like I feel like when you wait too long to put out a show, like a lot of times people like will lose interest in stuff. So.
Especially like if it isn't like, I feel like some of the longer running shows, you can get away with that because like you've got like a really built fan base. Like, I think about like, I'm not a Game of Thrones person, but I think about Game of Thrones and like I know people like bitched and moaned, but like they knew that everyone's gonna come back after like a year and a half to watch the last season or like whatever, you know.
But that's a risky game to play. Like, dude, look at James Cameron right now, like trying to release like Avatar 2 and stuff. It's like why are you doing this?
First of all, why?
Well, I mean, like
Second of all,
no
why?
one wants to see that now.
First of all, no one wants to see it because it was like the whole reason why I was big at that time was because it was like big for like it really like utilized like all the newest technology, and now it's like that's old hat, and also like the story wasn't original, and I hate that
they
movie.
say it's like Fern Gully or something.
It's like a blue Pocahontas. Like,
oh yeah, that's what
it's literally the same deal.
It's
like a colonizer comes in and falls in love with a native.
I love when you do that voice. So I know I've been saying this a lot though, since the live watch and just recommending it to a lot of people, but Dracula on Netflix is really good.
You're really like hopping on that Okay, I've heard from a bunch of people, for people who are more into like not Dracula, Cheer, which is like the little docu-series about like a cheerleading competition squad and whatever. That's supposed to be incredible. It's done by the same, so if you're into sports, it's done by the same people who did Second Chance U, which a lot of people love that, which is that's around football players.
But yeah, no, Dracula, it's freaking good. I swear to God, it's so good. Like, you have to watch it. And V, if you haven't watched it yet, you're missing out. And everybody out there listening, I just really like it. It's a good one. And it's actually created I was reading up on it, and Dracula and Sherlock Holmes are the most adapted like stories of all time. So I did not know the same people that created Dracula created Sherlock with what's his name, Engelbert Humperdinck, or Cumberbatch or whatever.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah. So
which I never watched that when it was like around, and then I like watched like an episode or two recently.
It's only 3 episodes, so if you're not watching the last one, like. But anyways,
well, it's like per season. There's more seasons.
There's more seasons of Sherlock with him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I believe so.
I don't know. Like for me, like I mean, that would make sense maybe, but they did like Dracula in the same kind of like style where it's like each show was like an hour and a half. So it's like a movie. Each episode is like a different movie. They all like kind of connect or whatever, but like they're like good. It's like a trilogy. So I just recommend Dracula. That'll be the last time I recommend.
All right, yeah,
let's move on.
Anyway, so the Jonas Brothers.
Yes.
Not only are they releasing, well, no.
Who are big fans of Dracula. I'm just joking.
Okay, who cares? They're releasing a new song this Friday in video called "What's a Man Gotta Do," and I feel like it's gonna be another ode to their wives, which I'm like, we get it, you guys. Like, you're married. Like, stop hurting our hearts. But it's gonna.
I hope it's good because, like, I honestly, I really like Sucker, but they didn't really get me with anything else.
Oh, I love that entire album, but and it did really well. But
I'm sure it did. But like,
I'm
talking about good songs that like got out there. Like, your Sucker was like the biggest one off of that album.
Only Human, Roller Coaster.
I know the singles, but I'm just saying like Sucker was the only one that kind of like was their first single. They came out the gate with it, and after that, like none. Usually you have other songs that do better than the song you come out with.
No, Sucker was always gonna be the big one. But anyways, but they're also on TikTok now. I mean, everyone's trying to get on TikTok.
It's pathetic. And
they're on TikTok, and they went sort of viral because they did like their own like parody lip sync version of the infamous Keeping Up with the Kardashians scene from like one of the OG seasons where Kim is pissed that nobody respects that she got a Bentley. She comes in and starts like beating her sisters with her purse and yelling at them as they're eating. This is like old school them because they were like eating Chipotle bowls. Like they don't eat that shit anymore. But so they did a version of like Joe being Kim and doing whatever.
They don't eat Chipotle. Why not? You don't think that's so sad?
No, they eat those giant salads. If you've ever watched Keeping
Up
with the Kardashians,
I know, but it's just
like
so
them with those
sad.
giant salads.
You don't think they still want some Chipotle? They're just like, ew, no.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyways,
those are the things I wonder about sometimes.
Kim Kardashian
is about.
even commented on the video being like, OMG. So like it went some kind of place.
So yeah, that's crazy.
There's a lot. Let's do a quick couple update.
Okay.
So, Vanessa Hudgens and Austin Butler, who have been together for 9 years, broke up. Reportedly, it's just because of distance of where they're filming their respective things right now. And who says they might get back together? I don't know. But if they don't, love is alive because that's a pretty long time for a Hollywood couple. Gigi Hadid and Zayn are back together. They were seen walking around NYC arm in arm, hand in hand. So they're the couple that just won't quit. They just always find a way back to each other. And
Gigi is the young one, or
no? She's the older one.
Older one, okay.
I think she's the prettier one. She's the blonde one, well, blondish. Like she's the more girl next door looking one.
Okay.
Bella is the like more alien looking one with that's how I describe them. But and then last little couple update.
Yeah, Gigi's that one.
Lori Harvey. So I think we talked about it before on here. I don't know. Lori Harvey dated Diddy's son, and then I think
she dated Trey Songz. Then like Meek Mill like put it in a song like I want a girl like Lori Harvey, and then like they beefed or something about that, and he doesn't like perform that like or he says another girl's name or something now, and then she started dating like Sean Combs' son.
And then she dated Diddy
she dated Sean Combs.
And then now she's dating Future.
Yeah, is she dating Future?
Yeah.
For sure?
I don't know for sure. That's what I read.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I saw like Future post.
Actually.
You can't do that with him. Yeah, I guess you can. That was good. Dude, what is wrong with your head? Like, I don't understand. Like, you always catch it. Like, anytime the word Future comes out, you're like, Bachelor.
I'm a word association queen.
Wow. Yeah, no. So, we talked about it last week about Drake and Future releasing their single together. Or I think it's Future's song, but it's called Life is Good.
Yeah.
And it's really good. Like, it's like almost like two songs put together. Like, Drake is rapping on the beat, then it switches up for a Future side of it. And the video is really fun. They're like cooking in the kitchen and stuff.
Yeah, they're like doing little different jobs and stuff. together.
So
like
yeah,
pals.
I think like I mean he might have. It might be just promo for the song, but like both her and like him posted a post saying life is good.
Yeah, and now she was been in Jamaica with like Normani and Jordan Woods and what's her name, Ryan something, who's on like the Fox show Star, but like so all these beautiful black women just like posing up in pics, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, Lori Harvey is really beautiful. So Future is probably trying to put a baby in that or something.
Yikes.
Because that's what he does.
Yikes.
So yeah, crazy. Okay.
So going back to Gigi though, she is one of like the 100 or so people who have been summoned to be a juror for the Harvey Weinstein case, because she's an NYC resident, so like it's jury duty.
What? They're trying to get her to be a jury member on his?
It's like, say, like they sent it out to, like, I mean, like obviously, like they just like it's kind of like random, and then they have to, and then they have to screen. No, it's for real.
No way.
Yeah, it's for real, and so they have to screen you and stuff. But so, like they screened her. She said like in the screening that she could stay impartial, but I think they haven't completely decided yet, because she has met Salma Hayek, who's one of the witnesses, I believe, and she's met Harvey Weinstein before. So she's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, but I think I can do it with like being impartial. And
yeah, right.
I feel like she's gonna get dismissed from the case, because like when it comes to stuff like this, it's super hard, because like ideally for like jurors, they have to be like sequestered, and they can't be like getting outside information that could affect how they're deciding.
I don't feel like she talks much though. It's not like
no, yeah, but like so it would be, so I guess it comes, but it's hard for these kinds of things, because it's like, okay, like who hasn't, like Harvey Weinstein or some of these, I mean, like these are high profile witnesses and things like that, like who aren't they connected to? It's gonna have to be. And then it's like, okay, then with the people they're not connected to, like who is going to be impartial enough, like hasn't observed too much. Like,
yeah, she's gonna get dismissed. There's nothing. There's happening no way there. So what else we got?
Lizzie McGuire, the reboot. The production has been halted because the showrunner, I think, was dropped from the show. So the show, my girl, I'm waiting to see. I love Hilary Duff, and I love Lizzie McGuire, and I was expecting it to be on Disney Plus soon, and it's not yet.
It's not going to be there for a while, probably.
I know, but like maybe this will give them time to work something out with Lelaine and be like, "Hey, girl, come back as Miranda. We need you."
I think what I read was that like it was they halted production because they wanted to change the way they were making the show.
Well, they're going to change it because the showrunner Terry Minsky. No, okay, I was right there. She stepped down from her role after filming a couple episodes, and so then because of that, they're like, okay, now we're gonna try to take it in a new direction.
Yeah, I mean,
and things
that's
like
that's
that.
usually a showrunner will have a different way.
That's showbiz.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, what it sounded like when I read about it was that they were going with the show, and like they would put a couple episodes in, they were like, this is not gonna work. We need to figure out a different way to make this show. There's so many different ways to kind of do like a reboot, continuation, and stuff like that. The tone of it, is it funny? Is it going to be the same like as like the funny stuff from the old Hilary Duff show, or is it going to be like remade for like adults, or that's the kind of things you have to ask questions about,
Yeah.
So I mean, I hope to see it one day. It'd be cool. I just like seeing shows being remade. I heard they're doing one for Saved by the Bell for the Peacock streaming app that's coming soon.
That's right, yeah.
So,
where Zach's gonna be like the mayor or whatever, right?
Yeah, he's like governor, or
something. I love Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Yeah, he's the shit.
I love him.
Yeah,
Anyways.
They call me the Brown Zach Morris.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's another episode that you say that exact thing on, and I don't remember which one.
I've been saying it for a long time.
Okay. Anyways, so Beyonce Ivy Park, her new collection drops this Friday, and she, being the bougie extra bish that we know and love, has been sending these giant, like it's full racks, like full clothing racks, like probably bigger than this little table that we're like sitting at right now, like maybe a little bit longer, but like of her like full collection to like Yara Rashidi and like Cardi B and like all of like her best pals. And they're just like unboxed, like it's like ridiculous. It's like the entire collection, like it's wild.
And they're all gonna wear it.
I mean, of course.
And support Beyonce.
I mean, yeah.
Smart. Watch now, everyone's gonna be getting these like luxurious gifts. Like you get a rack.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's other like versions that are boxes or whatever. I think there's a bunch of different versions, but most of the ones I've been seeing are the full ass racks, and that's crazy talk. That's nutso.
Well, yeah, I'm seeing a couple of these right now that I mentioned in the earlier one, but yeah, what else we got?
So Halsey dropped her album's coming out this Friday. A lot of new music for my birthday. It's for me, obviously.
Yeah, we knew this one was coming.
We knew that her album's coming, but then she just dropped her single from one of the singles from it called "You Should Be Sad," and she totally joined the Yeehaw agenda with it. It's very she has talked about in the past how she respects like country singers, whatever, especially for like their take on heartbreak and love songs. And the whole vibe that I'm getting from this album, from all the singles so far, is that she's gonna be shitting on G-Eazy a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, all of it, like Without You, Without Me, G-Eazy, Graveyard, G-Eazy, You Should Be Sad, G-Eazy, like all about him. Wow. And so she even has referenced how there's a bunch of in the music video for this song, there's a bunch of references to Carrie Underwood. So like there's a car in it that's similar to how the Before He Cheats, and also how her makeup is done is like her Cry Pretty with the mascara. And she even said, she's like, my vision was to do it before he cheats, but instead after he does. So G-Eazy. And she also did some nods to Shania Twain. She brings out the iconic leopard robe from Don't Impress Me Much. And she also recreates a black outfit from Twain's Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
What do you think of that, the song?
I like it. It is a way different feel from most of Halsey's stuff.
Yeah, I feel like she's like switching it up a lot. Like
she is. It's very deliberate, but like I feel like I'm biased because like I enjoy like this very much so like fuck that dude kind of vibe that she's doing right now.
Crazy part about it is like I don't know if Jeezy can come back. Actually, like,
no,
that was the last thing he had. Like,
yeah, and then
Halsey.
he had like a cameo in Hustlers.
Yeah, did he really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. Because I don't know, like I don't know, like Jeezy really. I can't see him catching another one, but maybe.
No, I know she's been in her verse on Post Malone's album.
Like she's keeping him alive right now by making these songs about him.
I mean, like, but she's burying him. Like she's like, I'm burying you in the ground. You're only relevant because I keep shitting on you. But like, he hasn't like come out with anything, or if he has, nobody knows. So,
yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. I'm like, because I like G-Eazy. Like, there's a couple songs.
Oh, I like G-Eazy a bunch. There's a bunch of old G-Eazy songs that I still like jam to. And when they were together, I'm like, they're so perfect for each other. And then I was like, oh, but then he was a total asshole and like cheated on her multiple times.
Well, we're still talking about G-Eazy, so he's winning there.
He's like greasy. He's so greasy and gross and beautiful. And I'm like, ugh, why am I into you?
So what is this Kanye Horse thing?
Okay, so there was this video that has been passed around like on Twitter, like even like Snoop Dogg and stuff like that reposted it, and like Snoop Dogg said like, who's this N-word on this nair?
Wow.
And a lot of people were saying that it was Kanye, where it was like some black guy on a horse like in church and like, or with like a church choir and whatever, and people think that it's Kanye, and like Kim and them had to be like, no, it's not, like Kanye wouldn't do this isn't his like Sunday service choir at all.
Sunday service choir. Hold on. Oh my gosh. You guys, I just typed in Kanye Horse and looked up videos on YouTube, and yeah, that's hilarious. Like, who brought the horse into the church? This is crazy. Oh my God, he falls off the horse. This is awesome. If that was Kanye, that would be hilarious. But okay, that's funny.
So yeah, so it's just funny because it was like a lot of like a lot of people in like the rap game were like reposting this video trying to be like, wait, is it Kanye falling off this horse?
Wow.
So I just feel like Kanye, how far he's fallen, either literally or...
I mean, I haven't heard anybody talk about the album he dropped on Christmas. Didn't he drop an album on Christmas?
Oh shit, did he?
Yeah, I think it was like Jesus is King or something
Yeah.
like that. Or Jesus is Born.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Did that actually go out?
I think so.
Oh,
But
wow.
it's just like,
I don't
yeah.
know. I guess I don't know.
He'll be back.
I just need him to be so heartless.
Yeah. Or like, you such a junkie. Yo, but what do we got with the WNBA going on right now? They getting that money?
They're about to get that money, which honestly, this is a great thing for women's sports in general. Just because, like, you know, the WNBA is like the butt of all jokes all the time, just because like we live in a sexist society. And now they're gonna get like
What are they joking about though?
People just say that like the women's game isn't as good as the men's game, which I don't really think is completely accurate. There might be some things that affect it being as good, quote unquote, but that's usually why people make fun of it, because it's not as exciting.
I don't know if that's it. I just think like, I mean, if the fans were there to equally show out for, I just think like more.
That's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess men would rather watch men play sports. I don't know. Yeah. But I mean, it's like, how much basketball can you possibly watch? Now there's like women's basketball. Like there's a lot of basketball to watch. So
there's a lot of other sport. Like
I'm just saying,
there's a lot
like
of soccer to watch. People watch women's soccer.
Yeah, for sure. But like, is like the women's season happening at the same time as the men's season? I don't know much about this. This is what I'm asking. Like,
yeah.
I'm just saying, obviously the men's is more exciting for all genders to watch because it's the most popular one.
Well,
I just never heard anyone making fun of the WNBA.
Oh, well, you also don't follow a lot of sports.
I
though.
don't.
So, but yeah, so it's their like base salary is gonna be way higher now, and they're gonna be able to earn more than like $500,000, which was something like not really known of before. And also which is hopefully the whole point is like they want to keep them away from like going to overseas leagues and things during the off season, because then you lose the ability to like make these teams good, as if you're like having consistent teams and players together and doing things and like having the ability to like promote and things like that. And if you have like most of your team going off overseas to play in those leagues so they can make some money, you can't really do that. So like it's like been an, you know, never ending cycle of like, okay, like they're just, you know, biting themselves in the ass because they're not going to be able to like,
just a matter of playing. I mean, you know, put your money for your players and stuff. If you want them to stay, then put the money up.
Exactly.
I mean,
and like they're giving them more paid maternity leave and like stipends and different things for housing. That's going to be more beneficial for like some of these, you know, different younger players or young moms and things like that. So it's definitely like these are all important things because it's way different being like, you know, potentially a mother in a league than it has been being a father, just based on where responsibilities have tended to shift.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely differences with like an all women's league and an all men's league. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, good for them, man. Make some money. What else we got? We got any more else for the?
Let's do a quick thing on so Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees were announced. There's a lot, like Doobie Brothers, a lot of different folks. I think Whitney Houston was one of them as well. And then people are mad because the Dave Matthews Band was not inducted, though they had their fan ballot had more than 1 million votes.
What was the reason?
It's just kind of they didn't really give like.
And what's the point of having votes?
I'll be honest, I don't understand what the fan vote / like, you know, the committee, like how that really like works together. Which I just feel like when it comes to some of these like awards and things like that, like I feel like it doesn't make a lot. It's like, why give like people this like fake power if it means nothing? Or like, why, like, who's even making these awards? Like, how are we deciding what are like the requirements? Because like I see some people who are like, oh well, Dave Matthews Band, like they're still kind of like making music. Like meh. But it's like, and like and like, and then you're like comparing to like Whitney Houston, who's like being inducted now, and it's like, okay, like totally different like game, like, you know, with them. But like the thing is, like, I don't know what even constitutes, like, how do you get inducted? When do you get inducted? Like, I don't know. Like, these award things are so, like, and it's like such a good,
all these things are
like,
becoming
it's like an
ridiculous.
accomplishment, but like but we need to, I guess, like, I feel like as like a fan, I would like to know like what this accomplishment even means, because like who's deciding these things?
Well, also, like, I mean, think about it. So if they're not inducted this year, there's not saying they can't be inducted
I mean, of
next
course
year or
not. Yeah,
like
they
that.
definitely could be inducted another time.
Yeah, so I doubt like Dave Matthews Band is like tripping over that. They'll get inducted. I mean, I feel like they were huge. They were really big. I don't know how it's looked on over like history or whatever, if they're looked at as being corny or something, or I don't know what it is, but like Dave Matthews Band was huge. Like
I love Dave Matthews Band.
went like to go see them, and my brother listened to them when like he was in high school, so it was like 10 years separated, and they're still making like songs that people are like. I love those songs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We always listened to it like in the car and stuff because my parents loved it. So like it was
Ants Marching. That's a good one. That might start one of these shows coming.
Good idea.
But so let's see.
My yikes moment.
Yeah, what made you go yikes this week?
More like, okay, so like my general yikes moment is just Oscar nominations in general, because there is plenty of snubs. J-Lo didn't even get nominated for supporting actress. Many women of color actresses did not get nominated, and then there are no female directors nominated at all, once again. And so John Cho and Issa Rae were the
Sorry. We got ads playing on articles opening. Sorry.
Issa Rae were the announcers for the little program that announced like the live stream or whatever of the nominations, and once they announced the 5 male director
Did she pull like a Kanye movement?
She just kind of, well, they were given like space and time to just like kind of ad lib and say whatever, and so she just said congratulations to those men with just like a very like distinct like face, like, okay, congratulations to those men, which honestly I think, I'm not saying yikes to that. That's savage as fuck. I love that. Yeah. But like, and it's just like, and it's not even just savage, it's just truthful. Like it's only dudes. It's like,
and also it's kind of classy. It's not like Kanye being like George Bush hates black people. Like it's Mike Myers.
It's subtle enough, but it's like it gets across the point. Like, right. It's like, it's only men. Let us remember that. Like, and like,
I just like my whole thing on it.
I think they're all white men too.
Well, my whole thing is that like I don't know enough about like the directors and what movies and stuff are like to me when I hear these conversations, I want to know like what is Issa Rae think is a better movie than any of these. Well, like give me one movie that's better than any of those movies, and then we can have a conversation.
But it's like, but it doesn't matter like about the movie. You have to think about what the direction and like stuff like that. So like Greta Gerwig should have been nominated for Best Director for Little Women, because the way that she like adapted and like how she got like those different actresses and things like that, like because some of her actresses for that movie have been nominated, but she didn't get nominated for like all of that. Like that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's a conversation. I'm not going to disagree with that. Like, I heard Little Women was a good movie. I know that it was. It's always been, like, getting all these crazy, like, actresses together to, like, do, like, an ensemble cast type thing, right?
Yeah.
So, no, I mean, that's good argument. I haven't seen that movie, so I can't really say, but I know the list that I just saw that, like, were on that were really good movies. So that's just where like the conversation starts. It's like, all right, let's see what a couple of these movies are. That's one example. I know it's all men, but like,
then it comes down to like not even that, and then it comes down to like what women have been nominated for actress roles, and it's all women, that all like white women pretty much, like, which there's like Lupita Nyong'o got snubbed for Us. That's it. Like, that's one of the most incredible roles. I forgot Us was even last year, but like one of the most incredible roles that she's done. Awkwafina in, I forget the movie that she was in. And then like a couple of like the women in Parasite didn't get nominated for anything either. And like those are like women of color who like had like amazing roles in movies, and like they're just like not even. And like Parasite was a top movie. Just a bunch of different things. So it's just definitely like the folks who are on the Oscar, like that whole like the Academy and everything like that, I feel like they're still out of touch with different things, and I don't know when that will ever shift. Because
I mean, I think there'll be an appropriate shift. Like, I mean, at one point, like something's got to give. This won't happen forever. Like, it's just everything will always shift. Like, it's one of those things. Like, you know, the conversation's out there. You know, just basically just being like, if we were a little bit more prepared, you know, to have a conversation, which I'm saying I'm not. You know, I could research and see a couple movies that might have been better that were like female directed, or some actresses that should have been nominated. But like looking at that list, like the movies that I saw were pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking the movies. I'm just saying that like you can't like I mean, I guess there just goes like a little bit more. I think like totally like cutting Greta Gerwig out of that is like negligible.
It's really, I guess the question is like, are they doing it to be racist, or are they doing it because, you know, they're not doing the other thing just to be diverse? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are they doing it to be racist, or they're just not going to do all this stuff because you guys are pushing us for diversity? Like, we're not going to just pick a black person. We're not going to just pick a woman.
Not.
We're not going to pick an Asian person.
But like these are like, but then that's ignoring the fact that like their roles and like how they performed and like whatever.
I also sometimes think about like people like Awkwafina or something like that. Like, I feel like, you know, even for her to get to that level, it's almost like they found like a funny, cool Asian girl that now they can put into like all these different cool roles, like voices for cartoons, like the ensemble cast of women and all that stuff. So it's almost because of like lack of diversity that she even gets all the way up there, because like we found one, let's put her in everything. And I mean, that doesn't diminish her work or anything like that, but sometimes I'm like thinking about other people that might be on a board of like all these different things. They're like, you know, they might see this trend a lot in Hollywood, where like someone finds like the Indian guy that's like right now, like we got to put him in everything. Aziz, let's put him in everything. Or like Kevin Hart, let's put him in everything. And like, you know, it's just one of those things that like happens sometimes. And I really wonder, like, you know, I just wonder like what the level of weight is in these award shows, like, and where, you know,
I mean, yeah,
it's a lot more complicated, I'm saying, than you know, just the award show itself. As we were talking about it, that's the thought that came through my mind. I'm like, you know, I'm trying to think of I know there are other Asian actresses and stuff like that, but like when I think about it, it's like Awkwafina is getting her own TV show. Awkwafina is now the voice of this animal on the new Disney thing. Awkwafina is like, you know, all these, you know, it's just, and it just like happens. It's like industry plants, like we talked about before. Like, it's like they find one and they're going to roll with that. And it's like, of course they're going to get all the accolades and all the things, but
or not, or
you're going to get the other side of it. So you got Hollywood that lifts you up and puts you in these places. Then you got the other side of Hollywood that's going to be like, no, we know what the other side of Hollywood is trying to do here with you. And we are the other side that's going to, you know, put a cap on this. Like, there's just always like the other side. That's kind of what
and it just comes down to like, I like saw this like really, my friends and I like passed around this like really good tweet, and I'm like trying to remember one of the replies that like really, I'm actually gonna find it because it was really good, but it just like talked about the idea of how like you like when it comes to these this award show and stuff, like the people who are making it, they okay, here we go. Okay, so my favorite the reply is, imagine playing on the easiest setting and believing that makes you the best at the game. So when it comes to like, it's about like, and the whole like thread was talking about like adjusting frequencies and things like that for merit and whatever, and what it means. And it like related to like race and diversity and things like that. Like the easiest, like, so yeah, obviously movies that are going to be compelling to us, a lot of us, are going to be movies that we can relate to, or like it's things that we've seen a lot or whatever. And so like that's kind of the whole idea, where like the easiest setting in this case is like the typical, like, we'll say, we're gonna make it broad, hetero, cis, white, mostly male lens. So like that, like that's like the easiest setting. So like obviously a lot of movies that are created by those kinds of people or showing those kinds of things or whatever that are compelling are great movies. But they're already gonna be great because like they're already working on like a bigger level of, you know, understanding, audience recognition.
What about that Parasite movie though? Like, that was an Asian director?
Exactly, but like,
do they have, who won it, or those are the nominations?
Those are the nominations.
Okay.
So like, at least that's the one non-white person in the director.
Who will probably win? I think.
Hope so.
I'm just saying.
I hope so.
But that this whole conversation crumbles on itself when an Asian man wins, right?
Well, it's just more about like it's only men though, still.
What?
But like Asian men, I mean, yeah. But like that's.
What
great.
are we gonna like? Where do we draw the line though? Like at some point they're like gonna have to have a person representing every type of person in a category. So it's like, let's get a transgender person in there. Let's get like, you know, everything. No. We need every single person in this category.
Obviously that's not gonna be realistic.
And then pick the best one. It's not. It's really not. I'm just saying, you know, time will change. Like if you make something really great, it's going to stand out, and you just continue to, you know, I don't know, not put too much merit into these award shows. Because,
I mean, yeah, that's what the rest of that thread talked about, with how like it's hard to like compare the merit because of like how the system is made and things like that. I
mean, you're going to get snubbed a lot. Like, you know, they're talking about Adam Sandler with his Uncut Gem stuff, and it's like, you know, he got snubbed, he felt like, and he's just like, what was it for the Oscars?
Yeah, that's the Oscars.
Or what was it?
Probably Golden Globes too. I don't remember.
Whatever. But yeah, I mean, essentially, people, you know, don't want to, you know, consider him because of maybe he was on Saturday Night Live and he's this goofy guy, and now he just wants to do a role like this. And I mean, I thought it was a good movie, but like, let's see him make another one. You know what I'm saying? Like your first one out the gate, you want like the award? No. I think there's people out there that are in charge of those boards that are going to be like, okay, that was entertaining. Let's see another one. And that's when you get it. And then that's, you know, you see people like Leonardo DiCaprio doing it for like years, like trying to get an award, you know? And you would think that would be like the perfect person to put up on that pedestal of like getting those awards.
I know.
So
I know. I wish Leo got awards for different roles over the one that he got an award for. But
yeah.
Anyways.
But I'm just saying. So it's just a matter of timing and how history is going to hold it down for us. But interesting yikes moment of the week. So as far as a mini main topic, what are you thinking here?
Do we want to just do it? The only thing that I thought
it's got to be mini.
I think a quick one, just because you're in your 30s. Mm-hmm. You're like fully in your 30s now.
Yeah. Well, I'm you know,
you're fully
I would say I'm in early 30s.
Yeah, you're in early 30s, but like you're fully in them. You're not like 30.
I can't wait till like you're like now I'm in my early 30s.
And I'm in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I feel like I always see memes or I see whatever comparing the two. And I guess I wanted to just know like where, like, cause you're obviously older than me and you have been through both, like been through / going through. So like what, you know, for you, what are the major differences that you've seen between those two areas of your life?
Well, first of all, this is a very great main topic. First, I just want to say I'm very happy that it wasn't like the 1920s versus the 1930s conversation that I thought, like when you wrote this down, I was like the 20s versus the 30s. I'm like, I'm not prepared to have this history conversation.
No. If it was that, they would have had apostrophes before then because like that's how grammar
Shut
works.
up, all right? I don't give a shit about your postures or whatever. So with that being said, the biggest difference is, biggest differences I would say is that I say all the time to you, because I feel like when I like talk to you, I feel like you're, you know, ahead of your age, but at the same time, I also see like you wanting to be older than you are sometimes. And from 32 to 20, like I remember like wanting to be older too. But like you start realizing that like you have to go through your 20s and like, you know, and like you were saying earlier about turning, even closer to 30, that's going to keep happening in more and more ways gradually and dramatically sometimes. But things are going to happen in the next 10 years of your life that are going to shake up like things about everything of your life that you were like, I had no idea my life would be here. But specifically, I feel like the late 20s into your 30s, you just start, like you were saying, you start realizing I got to start giving up some of this kid stuff. Like, it's just not sustainable forever. Like, but you legit still have, you said 26, you have like 4 years to like, before like you even like gotta be like a real adult
before like the clock on my eggs starts clicking down.
I wasn't even thinking about all that stuff
because you don't have to.
But so yeah, I think legit you should just try to like gradually use the next couple years into your 30s to get ahead of things by baby stepping and stuff. Like, I was just talking about this with my friend Andy, like, it's more gradual, like, for me, because I quit the cigarettes, and then it went in.
I'm always proud of you for that.
Thank you. And then it's just like you do that, and then you're like, I want to like work out, and then it's like, all right, now I should be eating better and all this different stuff. And this, if you try to do all that stuff at one time, like, you're just gonna fail at everything. So it's just a matter of kind of like, going through each year and trying to like get rid of the toxic stuff, learn from your mistakes.
I feel like more of the time I need to be better about getting rid of toxic people.
You're always going to be in your mind, V. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that goes away. Maybe as you get older, you learn to control it better. But as you get older, that I've done is that you can react and to things better, and you can also you can feel like when you're doing something wrong. Like, you can kind of like, I've been always talking about like offline conversations with you about my conscience of doing things to people and like, wanting to be a good person. That wasn't like how I felt. Like, I wasn't really thinking that way at 26. I'm thinking about that like 6 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, why, what's the difference in those years? I don't know. Like, I've maybe lost more people, and like,
you become less selfish, I guess. Like, yeah. I feel like the 20s like are definitely a selfish time, but like sometimes like you can be a good kind of selfish, I think, in your 20s, and I think you should be like,
no, this is a time for you to be selfish right now. I'm telling you, this is like, now you got to be selfish.
Like, this is like, because now is the time. I don't really have anybody that depends on me. Like, I don't have kids, I don't have like a partner. I mean, yes, besides that, so we depend on each other for this show.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's like, this is the time for me to be selfish and like try things that I maybe wouldn't always do, or go places that I wouldn't always go. And I feel like I'm a very cautious person at times, because like I'm a planner, and I don't like looking stupid, and I don't like doing things wrong, quote unquote, even when there's not like really a real wrong, but like still. And I feel like I have been trying to be better. I mean, like, obviously, like, I'm still like a 20 something where like I, do silly stuff, go out with my friends, like, do all that kind of stuff. Like, that is very much so like memeable, very 20s kind of thing. But I feel like sometimes I hold myself back when I'm like, I don't want to be doing that.
I'll say this, like, as each year passes, your inner voice will get louder. I'm just saying.
Oof.
That's what happens. Your inner voice gets louder. Like, it's you start like things that you were like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you start like the things that you say, like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, in your mind, it's a big deal, and like that gets louder. That voice in your head gets louder than the, it's like, no, this is a big deal. You got to stop doing that. And it's like, eventually you stop. You're like, that's kind of like what will start happening a little bit more about things as you get older. And
it's learning to break those like toxic patterns in yourself, which I feel like I've just started to get to a point of like even realizing what toxic patterns I have, or like things like that. And now it's like, now I'm like starting to realize them, and now like the next step is like actually learning how to stop that cycle, and then like prevent that cycle from ever happening, which obviously is going to take some time, because it's like, reworking your brain to a certain degree. But I'm happy that I'm finally getting in the place where I'm like, oh shoot, like this is like not helpful to me. Like these things that I've done like aren't always helpful to me.
Also, don't put too much pressure on the fact that you're like getting older. Like that's another thing too, because like it's still 26. Like at 28, you're gonna be like 26 was so dumb. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like don't overthink it too much. Just try to be smart. You know what I'm saying? In the moment, try to think a little. Like give yourself a little perspective. Like try to jump ahead a little bit. Try to live in the future, Bachelor.
Yay!
Try to live like in 20, like at 28. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try to live 26 like you were 28 or 29, and kind of try to. That kind of might help. I don't know. I just kind of thought of that, but you know.
You and your time traveling.
Yeah, think about like where you would be at 29 and what you would want to accomplish. Like someone can learn a language in 2-3 years. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you could legit learn a language before you even turn 30. Those are the things you can think about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can do anything. And, it's just a matter of growing and being like, you know, a better version of you every day. So I hope that was a little bit of wisdom. Like,
I liked that.
Just kind of just rambling, you know, stuff. Because I'm still going through that. Like, sometimes I don't know. Like, sometimes I feel like maybe I'm a 26-year-old trapped in a 32-year-old body or something, like, you know.
Sometimes I think that.
Or even younger. But yeah, so, you know, I just try to listen to that voice in my head a little bit more and drink less. That's it, drink less.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like I've got a couple more years of like what pace I'm at right now, and then it's gonna start to.
Yeah, you've heard me like counting like how many drinks. I'm like, oh, yep, it's gonna be like 3 White Claws. That's me drunk. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's now I know if I go more than 3 White Claws, it's going to be one of those nights. I just wake up in my bed.
How did I get here?
Yeah, it's like, but I got here safe. All my things are here.
With like you're cuddling a quesarito. That's maybe
no.
Just
the worst
me.
is like, you know, the worst is when you like black out, but like you've gotten so used to blacking out that you're good. Like you're like there's like a different dark version of you taking care of yourself in the blackout.
That's not me. I rarely get to that point. Like I might just like forget like bits, but no, yeah, I can't get that. I worry about I don't know how much like.
Well, you already know I have a bad memory, so like you know.
Yeah, exactly. So like a regular day could be blackout for you.
I forgot like when you got here. When did we start? How long has it been? I blacked out. So that was a good mini main topic, and so let's talk a little bit Bachelor this week.
So Bachelor. So now
we did a second week of the live watch. We had a little technical difficulties,
and they kicked us off because
for a little bit they kicked us off. We figured out a way to make it look better. Like on the stream, you know what I'm saying? Like we've had the show like full screen on there, and then we put us little.
I was like maybe we won't get booted, but I had a feeling
I'll still make it look good, but like the only way we're able to do the live watch is by keeping it simple, like you know using the audio through the computer that we're listening to the same audio, and then also keeping the screen very small.
Yeah. Or else, it becomes a copyright thing. That's why
if it becomes an issue, the live watch might just have to die.
Yeah.
It's just us like just sitting there talking during commercials.
And then we still are on Tipsy Talks, and I save those to the highlights.
How'd you feel about doing the Tipsy Talks while doing the live watch?
I had to explain it to some people, but like...
Well, on the live watch or on...
Well, more like people... Like, I saw Rebecca, who's one of our now avid... I don't know if you could say avid. It's been 2 weeks. Yeah. But...
Hey, she was our watcher of the week again.
So, and like, I explained, and so like, then she's like, oh... She's like, I was wondering what you were doing. I'm like, that's what I was doing. But, I mean... I don't feel bad about I feel like because we had so many technical difficulties like with our actual thing, I was able to like, you know, fill in the blanks.
Maybe we just have like a sign like every time we do it, like we're like, all right, I'm about to do a Tipsy Talk, and it goes up on the stream. It's like Tipsy Talk. She's doing a Tipsy Talk for Instagram.
But so those live on Instagram and they live in the highlights. Mm-hmm. So if you want like a quick, you know, recap of what happened, that's where you can find it with my commentary on our Instagram.
I think it's cool. Like I kind of just let you do your thing while you're like doing it. It's just part of the show. It's like part of what we do. And
this week was kind of like overwhelming to me, I'll be honest, because I'm Sporty Spice, and I was trying to keep track of the football game as well as like trying to see.
We had a lot
like,
of devices on internet, so I think that was messing us up.
And I feel like there was just a lot happening.
There was a kid sleeping behind our wood
I feel like I
backdrop.
was just really like out of my element. I was like, what's happening here? But we made it work. So the big thing, so this episode started with we're back to the to be continued, we continue. And Hannah and Peter are having a talk, and they're crying and they're whatevering, and he pretty much tells her that
I gotta go check out these girls.
Like, he's like, you told me, you said no to me, like, you put me in third place.
Right.
Like, I don't think, and he was definitely like, he's like, I still have feelings for you kind of deal, but not really.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more later.
And so then she's like, can I give you a hug? And then she like hops in his damn lap. And I was like, what the hell, girl? What kind of hug is this? And then she goes on her.
Oh, I know it. That's a windmill hug.
That's a windmill hug if I've ever seen one. Anyways, so then, all the girls are like out there freaking out being like, what the heck's happening with this date right now? Because they're on a group date. They're supposed to be like doing a thing. And then he comes back out and he pretty much like tells them that, he's not in a good place to do the rest of this date.
Yeah.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Hannah's not here.
Everyone's so mad about it.
Everyone was pissy because it's at the beginning.
They're already stir crazy. I feel like
at the beginning they're especially like they're like all very much so competitive on how much time they're getting with Peter. Like they're so like they view everything as being like, well, this was gonna be my time to shine with Peter. Like this was gonna be my time to get more time with Peter. And so like that's why they're all pissy. They're like, Hannah came in here and ruined it.
I can understand the frustration of not being able, like, just being like, damn it, like, like you'd be really mad because like you get in your head, you're gonna go home because you don't know the next time you're gonna get even a chance to get a chance with him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like those group settings are a lot of pressure, and you have to like make something happen if there's like other girls trying to make it happen at the same time. It's just
it definitely is. And we see that when in the second, we'll get to back to the champagne campaign crisis in a second, but yeah, going off what you were saying, in the second group date,
which give her a warning,
which was the Revolve
Sorry.
I was like thinking of the meme when they did they went to Revolve, which is notorious for being like now like partnered with all of the former bachelor folks, because like they do all their like hashtag ad Revolve ambassador, and they have like their Revolve parties at Coachella. So it was very, very on the nose for Bachelor, but
these brands are getting smart.
Oh, they are. I mean, so like, they did a whole thing. They did a fashion show, and they had to pick like their daytime looks and then their nighttime looks, and then whoever wins gets like however thousands of dollars worth of Revolve.
So this really came down to Hannah Ann and
Victoria F. So Victoria F goes into this being like, I'm not confident. He won't notice me. All these girls are confident. Like she was like having a mental breakdown about even doing this runway walk.
But I do have to say, like, she stood out in the first episode. Maybe not for the best reasons, but in this episode, she definitely stood out to me. Like, as far as
she
being
was so
like
cute,
being a single male right now, like she was hot. Like that was
she's super
hot.
cute.
Yeah, no, I was like, that girl is beautiful, and she's the one that keeps saying like she looks like she has like an Instagram filter on her face like all the time, just because that's like what every girl looks like.
I
with
know,
those
like
things
she has
on
those
it.
like pretty big kind of like cat eye.
They're huge.
Look.
Yeah.
Anyways, so she's
kind of like an Ariana Grande type look.
Yes, very similar face shape kind of vibe.
Now that I'm like looking at, like now I'm thinking about it.
Now you're getting it.
We haven't even said that. She's like looks very similar to
No,
Ariana
it makes
Grande.
sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, I can't place it.
Yeah.
Anyways, but so she feels better after like that first walk because she got some praise on it and like whatever, she thought she was feeling good, and then Hannah Ann busts out in, first of all, a wedding dress.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was her first look, and then her second look was something else. But she's
working it, and she's like comfortable doing this stuff. Like
she's a model.
Yeah.
Like that's what she does, and like she's very much so. She's one of the front runners right now, and she's also like kind of like an in-house villain for multiple reasons.
I mean, if you're like the number one girl, like you're
always gonna be the villain. So she, it ends up getting down to, it gets down to like who are the best two girls, and it was Victoria F.
Do you think, hold on a second,
Hannah.
do you think like production controls that though? Do you think that there's like a lot of beautiful like women, but they know that like they can tell like which one is like the hottest one, and they throw like one hot girl in there that's gonna take it all the way, and then they have like a bunch of like.
I think, well, I know production, like for like speaking about this date specifically, I know production takes into account knowing what some of the questionnaires and stuff like talk about, like biggest fears or things like that, and I think they take into effect some of that stuff to kind of like push some of these girls like out of their comfort zone,
or like to push a button,
push their buttons to like make better TV, to see like what's gonna happen.
Well, she rocked it. She came in confident as hell. Like even when they like she had to go against Victoria F, she was just like,
Hannah Ann and Victoria F had to go against each other.
Janice Dickinson,
yeah,
she was like one of the judges. Is it me or does she look like what's his name or her name, Caitlyn Jenner? Like, I swear to God, like I thought
I
it
was kind of feeling that vibe too. Thank you. She's had a lot of work done in like similar ways, and I'm like,
I'm like, oh shit, it's Caitlyn Jenner. Oh no, damn.
That's not.
And then it's like the first like supermodel.
Whoops. Anyways, but so Hannah Ann wins everything, and Victoria F is crushed. She's crushed. And
it looks like she won one of those Beyonce unboxing.
Literally though. Yeah. Like, with all the bags. And so like she like gets all up in her, like she gets all upset and all up in her head, and like Peter has to go console her, and
she's almost pretty much like teetering the line of talking about going home.
Yeah, but she doesn't, because Peter's like, I noticed you.
Well, the other drama that's happening with Hannah Ann is the continuation of
the champagne crisis.
Yeah.
Champagne Gate of 2020.
Okay.
Technically it's like filmed in 2019, but whatever. So Kelsey, otherwise known as Maleficent because of the amount of contour she wears to make her cheeks look hollow as fuck. She tells this whole tale about how she has this very specific bottle of champagne that she brought with her from Des Moines, Iowa. Jesus Christ. Like, I can't be that good of champagne. That she's been saving for like over a year for a special moment. And she thought, going on The Bachelor and, taking it.
Already the premise is stupid.
With her potential husband is going to be the move. And so she sets it all up. And I've been saying on the live watch, I've been saying on my Tipsy Talks, there's been a lot of weird parallels to like Ari's season with this season. Just like the whole like race car for pilot, like that's all we do. That's our personality. And then this one, like on Ari's season, I forget who set up like the whole little daybed situation. Be like, this will be the perfect. Oh, Bibby. I think it was Bibiana set that up. And then like him, like Ari and baby Becca happened upon it. And then like used it and like we're making out on it, and then like Bibby was so pissed.
Yeah.
Similar thing. Kelsey like has her bottle, has this whole setup, is talking to the girls, being like, yeah, I set it out there, I'm waiting for him to get back, and then like we're gonna blah blah blah. Well, he happens to walk up on her setup with Hannah Ann. And of course, so like if you watch the show, like they have like areas like in the mansion and whatever, like there's areas set up that like like with little setup similar to that, like there's like maybe champagne, maybe
but it's
whatever.
like these guys plan like I want to do something special and pull them aside and do something, like they all have like their thing if they want to, if they're clever enough to ask for it or get it made with production or whatever, they can be like, hey Peter, like come over here, and they get a little time to do something like special with them.
And so they walk up,
they pop the champagne,
and
she freaks out,
and Kelsey freaks out. She's like so upset, and then she's like saying that Hannah Ann did it on purpose, which I don't believe. Like I don't think, I mean, like Hannah Ann's obviously gonna do stuff in her best interest. She's made it very clear
she's not evil,
but she's not evil. And also, like, who would fucking know about that?
It's just the straw that broke the camel's back. It was like people were just over it with Hannah Ann, so it's like that was bound, and just like the pure fact, like she wouldn't let it go. She got really mad, which ended up to bite her in the butt later on, because like Hannah Ann was like, she called me a bitch, she called me this and that, and he's like, yo, if you did that, that's not cool.
No. Well, and plus she also got like instant karma, because her and him went over to a different bottle of champagne, and it ended up just spilling all over her face. You never lift you never lift champagne over your eye level, and she did it, and it just
Oh my god, it was so bad.
It's if you haven't seen a meme with this like GIF or photo yet, I don't know if you're on the internet. Like they've been everywhere.
Straight up, it was just like, I mean, I don't know who could have laughed louder than me. Maybe like the production, like watching it happen live.
So funny.
Because like she's because she said
cackling.
something about like, what did she say right before she did it? She like took a swig after saying something like, "I'm not always a bitch" or something like that, or like,
I'm not always. Oh, what did she say?
I'm not always like a mean bitch or something, or like a sad bitch or something like that. She called herself a bitch.
Or like something like. I can be it was like something.
I forgot what it was, but she says it and then takes a swig of it and it just blows up in her face.
It was so funny. Oh my God.
I literally screamed. I was like, ah! It was so bad that I put a pillow over my face.
We were cackling and okay, so it's funny because like
that was probably the point that Andy said it. He woke up. He was like, there was one point where you guys got like so loud I had to wake up because he had the noise canceling headphones on. Yeah.
But like as somebody replied to like the Instagram story being like, you missed the part where she like, you know, sprayed her face. I'm like, oh, I didn't miss it. I was too busy laughing to record it.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about for Tipsy Talk?
Yeah, I was like, that just didn't happen.
That's hilarious. Well, let's kind of wrap up.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
They spent way too much time talking about champagne.
I mean, some more people went home. I mean, I don't even like to like talk about who went home because it really doesn't
honestly,
matter.
Well, it was kind of weird because of like we still like we didn't get the end like the last. It's all messed up now because we didn't end the episode with a.
We're just starting to get
ceremony.
into this stuff because like what the meatiest part of the show for me was that preview of the whole season, which showed a lot of more things that we didn't see in the first episode.
And then there's the biggest preview is like when he's about to like propose, Chris Harrison comes up to being like, we just found something out, and then he's like, what? And so now is someone pregnant? Is just Hannah coming back?
Because he's talking about loving Hannah. Oh, there was a really cringy scene of his mom like being like
bring her back to me. That's what I'm saying. His parents are like weirdly too invested, too emotionally tied to this TV show, and it freaks me out.
Yeah, no, I remember how much the mom was crying and be like,
so much.
Mom, you need to. I would be laughing at my mom's face.
I'm your son.
I love my mom, but like, there's no way she would be like, bring her home to me. I'd be like, Mom, you need to calm down right now. Do you see it? There's like 12 cameras over there. This is ridiculous.
Like,
but yeah, no. But yeah, so they show him, and also it sounds like he has sex with somebody on the show.
Yeah, potentially in like a hot spring. He loves those the exotic locations.
Him throwing girls up on the things though is getting old.
On ledges, tables. Annoying. It's old.
It doesn't even look smooth anymore. Like it just looks like he's like, I'm gonna put you up on this like that. Like no one's supposed to be on that lamp.
Yeah, the one time I think it was with MyKenna, as we like to call her. Her name's McKenna, but it's spelled but it's spelled MYKENNA. So it looks like MyKenna because it's just that's like a bullshit name.
Yeah.
But he put her up on a ledge and like there was like a mirror. So and like she's wearing this teeny dress and it was like I was like, whoa, we almost just got flashed.
Yeah,
like,
we got the kitty cat almost. But yeah, so that wraps it up. Check for another live watch next week. Post celebration of B's birthday. Why don't we
it'll be on Martin Luther King Day observed.
Oh shoot, holy cow.
Yeah, we don't have work.
Okay.
That's kind of nice.
Well, yeah, it is kind of nice. That's this weekend?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
My birthday always lands on that weekend.
Wow. Okay. I never know about the holiday. I'm like, holy crap, dude! Like, I'm like, after this podcast, it's like my weekend. Yeah. Essentially, let's talk about this week's slapper of the week. You've heard it in passing or something, but this has been
or whatever.
Well, I'm just saying, it's it's one of those songs that legit just. Like the other week we played Bop. This is kind of like Bop. It's called The Box by Roddy Ricch, who's like an artist that's really bubbling up right now.
Yeah, he just released a new album.
And that single was going against Justin Bieber's Yummy, which ended up being like a big joke. Like Justin Bieber is looking like a joke right now. It's ridiculous. Like everything. He tried everything. Tried to forgive, apologize for saying the N-word. He tried to tell us he's got disease.
Well, he
tried to
he took so the dance.
Tried to convince people to keep it on Spotify, like really low volumes and stuff, just to get him spins. Like, what kind of like
he originally put back like he made like the dance crew like with Paris Gobo and Jay Chenoweth and whatever that did like a whole ass video to it. He made them take down their video, and then he's like let them put it back up, because I think he's like, oh shoot, like I need.
What do you mean?
Like he made them like his
made who?
Made like Paris Gobo and like that whole dance troupe and stuff take down like the official video they did for that song, like because there's like some issues or whatever, I don't know, like his people and whatever, like take it down, and then I think he was like, oh, put it back up because like this is helping more traffic to my song.
Oh, they put the actual video on their account too? Yeah. Oh, Justin Bieber is a mess, man. Like, you know, the direction. Let's not talk about this slapper yet.
It's bad when you're begging people like to like. My thing is like when it came to Ariana and like how she got those top songs or whatever. Like those are her stans who just like started campaigns being like
these are stans
play
too.
It or whatever. But
he has those, and that's why he's doing it. But the thing is
he's
that
like posting it to his own account, being like make it number one.
No, my whole thing against it is the fact that what we talked about last week. "Yummy" is a dumb song. Like I don't care if it's like for kids or if people will sing it or it's catchy.
It's not
it's
for
a
kids.
dumb. It's well, those are the ones that are actually gonna like it, if anybody. But Justin Bieber should just come out and be an honest artist and just make like really good music. Like how are you gonna go from working with people like, you know, Skrillex and Ed Sheeran and all the like, you know, all these like Benny Blanco, like good,
because he puts out great music
to make "Yummy."
You know, I know you hate to see it.
Like I wouldn't like. No, like Chris Brown wouldn't like even. I think if Chris Brown put out "Yummy," I would like it. But for some reason, Justin Bieber.
Yeah, that's crazy talk.
I don't know, but let's get back to our slap.
If a woman beater beats you, ooh.
Jeez. People don't forget.
Never forget.
So, The Box by Roddy Ricch. This song has been going viral. Everyone's doing dance videos to it and stuff. I love it. So you probably heard like that noise in the beginning. It sounds like it's like a car, like, or like a, you know, like it's.
Or like a scary music theme.
Like it's just like a, like creaky, that, or like the bed springs, like, you know, or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so without further ado, let's just get into our slapper of the week. It's called "The Box" by Roddy Ricch. Let's go.
Slapper of the week.
This song slaps.
Slapper of the week, "The Box." Roddy Ricch.
With that little fade.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun song.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely one that we're gonna listen to probably for your birthday this week.
Yeah, maybe.
What do we got for some shout outs? You got any?
I've got a shit ton.
Yeah, let's get through those.
Okay, so I wanted to shout out. I went back to therapy this past weekend. I want to shout out my therapist, John.
Okay.
He's a real one. I wanted to shout out my gals from Saturday night. So my friend Paige, you can follow her at Inspired Paige. She's like a fitness chick. She's super cool. My friend AK, Mary, and then Amy, of course. And then I've got some. It's not only my birthday week.
Okay.
But it's a lot of my very good friends' birthday week. So my friend Morgan, Catherine, who you've met, Caroline, Shannon, and then my birthday sister and twin, Dee Dee.
Shout out to them. Shout out to Catherine too. That's dope. Let's see. I have a lot of shout outs to get through, and it's the dude that's been sleeping at my place, and his name is Andy Hillier. This kid is pretty inspiring now. Like he just came back from like staying in Thailand for like 2 months or something like that, a month or two, I don't know. But his brother Adam was my friend that lived here in Atlanta for a while, and he just got back from visiting him, and he packed up his stuff and he drove from my hometown, Lake George, all the way down here.
Crazy
town. He's thinking about moving to Atlanta, but he's gonna kind of, I think, be doing a road trip through a couple different places to get to Denver.
The vibe.
Yeah, and then come back to Atlanta. But right now we're just trying to look for jobs, look for places, and different things like that. And I just want to shout him out.
Why does he want to move to Atlanta?
I mean, you know, I've lived in Orlando and Atlanta since the last 7 or like 15 years of my life since living in Lake George. And Andy's been there. You know, he went to college and then he lived up in.
Where did he go to college?
He went to college in New York. I forgot what school it was, but it's a good school up there. But what's it called? He just lived in our hometown. Like, he's ready to like experience a little bit more outside of that, and I think that's dope. And I think he's gonna do well out here. So shout out to you, dude. And I also want to shout out Veronica for her birthday. I didn't want to write it down because I like to surprise you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Sure.
Yeah, but thank you for another year of Future Bachelor, and doing all these things with me. I know they're a lot to do and keep up with, especially in Bachelor show mode, but you are the shit, and I think 26 is going to be good to you, so shout out to you.
I hope so.
So what do we say? Like, you know, it's going to be a fun weekend. Obviously we get a lot of days that I didn't even know we had, so
one extra, yeah.
A lot of days. I did do something exciting in the last week. Actually, I forgot to say I switched my Instagram handle. That has been Yeah. It was a big
Shashi.mp3.
Shashi.mp3. Because I want to have social media to promote the podcast and my music. We have Future Bachelor set up for, the podcast, and
follow it if you don't already.
Yeah. And that Fly Kid was kind of something that, like, when in my early 20s, that was
all comes back.
Yeah, in my early 20s, I was in the theme of my thing was being fly and stuff, and I'm gonna continue to be fly.
And you had that was your guys' like little production company. Was the Fly Kids.
We had a whole team around it. It was like a big thing for a while, and the Fly Kids will be forever. I'll always be, part of the Fly Kids.
It's in your wrist.
Yeah, it's legit tatted on me and stuff, and on a lot of other people and stuff. But as I grow older and mature in my music, like, it's just, and also in my life, it's just hard. You know how I say, like, Instagram is like my dating app. It's kind of hard to meet a woman these days and be like, yo, what's your Instagram? And it's like her name, and mine's like that Fly Kid. I mean,
mine's Veronica.
I mean, I didn't care. I don't really care that much about it, but it's more of just an evolution of me, like, of
your brand.
Yeah, my brand is evolving. So
well, yeah, because it's not like things like, the Fly Kids is like a cultural part of your life forever, but it's not like, if what you're saying, like, building like what you're producing, what you're doing, it's not like an active thing right now. So
yeah,
like,
it's just what people knew me as and stuff, and now it's just like it's on to a new phase of my life. And you think this is so huge for like just the social media handle, but it's more of like thought into it. It's like, it's a big deal for me. Like,
I'm gonna have to retrain whenever I tag him and stuff. I would always, because like sometimes it'd pop up if I started typing.
Oh, I'll still pop up. Like, I have a whole nother account like held for that. And
yeah, I know, but like, but it definitely, like, now I'm gonna have to train myself to like type that out instead. Yeah,
but the thing is that it's an interesting time in my life because I haven't heard as many, like, so many more people call me Shashi now than they ever have before. And it's, Sai is my name now because I've used it for like half my life, but like Shashi is my name, and I think it's beautiful, and it's nice to hear. Like, it's the name my parents gave me and stuff, so it's like, it's what I have it, it's mine, so I like it. It's something that I did, and I felt like important enough to bring it up right now. So, follow me at shashi.mp3 on Instagram.
And follow me at Veroniconda_18.
Give it as a birthday gift. Just give us both a follow, and the Future Bachelor. So we're going to have fun this weekend, and we'll see you next week as we inch closer and closer. We're about a month away from that episode 100. Is that meeting this week? Or?
We haven't confirmed when you wanted to meet.
Well, we'll figure that out, I guess. But we are definitely expect that 100th episode to be a good one way or another. But we'll see you next week with Future Bachelor. Enjoy your long weekend. Be safe. We love you. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And we'll see you next week. All right. Deuces.
Bye.
Future Bachelor Podcast.